Welcome to the Big Massive Podcast, ladies and gentlemen.
Early in the morning.
I'm not a morning person at all. Do you know what the first thing I came to my head? Because it's freezing this morning in the great town of Strabane. Anybody from Strabane will know, but this could be going out to be sun shining, I suppose.
No.
Freezing. And the first thing I was looking out and going, fucking see them people that go out and they have a barrel in their back garden and they break the ice and get into it.
Aye, man, I'm getting one.
I guarantee it does fuck all free. Only, it'll wake you up.
But do you know what? I think
A warm shower wakes me up, you know.
But it's not about, like, it does nothing for me. It doesn't fucking do much. Like, but the mental challenge, like, there's nothing more mental than getting out in a freezing morning, breaking through ice.
Do what end? Wasn't that long ago, like, don't go out, you'll fucking find yourself. Make sure you're real wrapped up.
You get a dose on you.
Yeah, you could die. And then you're jumping on the anti-fucking, or what is it, minus whatever, water.
Man, there's nothing more mental. Like, mentally challenging than...
The thought of it just disgusts me.
The thought of it disgusts
I don't mind doing it whenever we did it, and then you had a sauna running day, and then that's alright. Sauna, drop into the...
When did you do that?
Me and you did it over in... Remember? It was like a cryo.
Where?
The cryo thing in the Ballycombe.
Oh, yes. Aye.
I don't mind that. And everything's ready, and you've warm showers and all. And, out in your back garden with a hammer? Fuck off. No, that is. Anybody listening to you, go fuck. I hate these all. You know who else I hate? Myself this week. This is the first.
I was just going to bring it up.
This is the first week I want to leave everything. And guess what? It's our 4-year anniversary. Yeah! 4 fucking years. Hey, it's mad. Come up in my memories. We're nearly 4 years as well. I'd say it's 4 years now because what came up in my memory is me and Niall Cook are going to start a podcast. Go and give it a listen, hey?
Aye.
And the logo was me and the moustache.
I think it's the end of October, you know, the first one goes out. The logo what?
Me with a moustache. I think one of the boys did.
Things have moved on a bit since.
Tattoo boy. Do you think it's October we started? But sure, why did it only come? Oh, we recorded it in October and then didn't put it out there.
Maybe, I think.
Listened to it 8 times.
No, we didn't listen to it once.
I've only listened to 2 podcasts in 4 years, and the 2 of them were me, you, and Blaine it, and I was full. That's it.
What I will say, something that hasn't changed in 4 years, the theme tune still class.
The big,
that's a
massive, and that there was me going. It was a bit of a rip off of Joe Rogan as well, I think, isn't it?
Similar.
So I was like, Wes Devine says, Wes, I need sort of cool sort of intro, and he goes, so start shouting things down the phone. That's what Wes did, and then just WhatsApp them. And when I was doing the big, massive podcast, my wee girl shouted song.
That's right, you can hear her.
You can hear her.
Because she'd finished off it.
And then there's a bit, you thought it was you, but I think it was my voice coming back to normal. Maybe. At the start, you thought, fuck, that's class. But I hear people come up and do it to me.
Yeah.
Hey, Boyle, the big. It's mostly girls. Massive. And then they shouted across the road, the podcast. And I'm like,
even the logo's still good. The logo came a lot later, right enough, but... Jared I 2 did
it's our tramp stamp now for us, what? Jared I 2 did the first one. And then I think... Who am I going to give the flowers to? What do you call them from MoMA?
Yes.
Design, Terry I Design?
Aye.
I think. Where did you see someone in there?
No, they done the logo, aye.
Didn't they?
Aye.
They did the logo for the boiler room as well.
The logo is... The logo is actually picked up wrong because the Big Massive was you, Big Massive, but the logo has a big knob up the middle.
Aye.
It's a microphone.
Aye.
I'm
not that tall now. That's all I'm saying.
Hey, want that term? Get on the logo.
Took a few fucking... Took one from the left and the right. Bird's eye.
No, I like the logo. It
doesn't look like we need to update that.
It's mad the difference graphics make.
Or even the more listeners because of it.
Aye.
He's just
But just even looking at
Dopey
YouTube,
ears.
but see what I done, I done 4 years of college, 3 years of college doing graphic
Uni?
design, uni, and learned all these different packages. Now an app does them all.
Oh, if you had that app, you would have been able to do your dissertation overnight. Or whatever.
an hour.
You know, your, what do you call it when you're doing an actual project?
Aye.
Because it's mad. Even when I had the what do you call it? I was just doing wee pictures and all that. Cup face or something it's called. Even that was way ahead of its time when I came out.
Just I cut the face for you.
It was back in the day. It was like you send it away to somebody and they did all this. And, like, I definitely think they're going to be out of business soon enough. Graphic. Well, there's people that don't do it, I suppose. But since you started that app, you're learning it easy enough.
But you see, the reason that Canva's so good is because of graphic designers. So there's so many templates, but you need a graphic designer to do the first template, and then everybody can use it.
I suppose,
You know what I mean?
The
You still need
templates are all there and all the. But the graphic designer, where would they have got fonts and all that crack out of? They would have got it somewhere. It's just somebody pulled it all together. They reckon it's the exact same now with websites. You're stupid getting somebody to design you a website because £200 a year and you can do it yourself.
Man, because like we done websites as part of my degree, and like it was all coding. You had to you had to type in box / .. 3455 and then a wee box came up.
Mad. So even whenever I was doing whenever I did my degree, computers were in, not that old like. But my manager, who would be about 16 now, would I?
Must be.
He showed me his dissertation from when he was at uni, and any diagrams he drew with a pen, and it was on his final piece with a ruler. You know what I mean?
Fucking hell.
But I remember using a typewriter on a job. When I worked in Melmount Community Care, we used typewriters. But it was one of them typewriters, I don't know if you remember, it had a wee screen on top of it, right? So you read the sentence, read it, see, make sure there's no mistakes, and when you're happy enough with it, then you hit return.
And that was
5 spell mistakes.
You dyslexic as fuck.
Still get that wrong. They thought this is like dumb proof, but even when the word processor came out, people were I don't understand the dyslexic people that see the red squiggly line and don't know it's a mistake. Or are they just AKA dopey hers? There is a difference. Like there's a dopey people and there's dyslexic.
And then there's both.
If you're hit with both,
But you know what, man? Just when you're on about like stuff back in the day. So I was listening to the Blind Boy podcast, man. See his ability to just see a thing, research, and then talk for an hour about it.
It's a skill.
So he likes Jaffa cakes, man, and he went into the whole history of Jaffa cakes. Man.
Protestants made it there somewhere.
There is because it actually started in Palestine, and then Israel and Palestine were colonized by the British. But it all started because
When was this?
like fucking 1920s or 1930s.
There was no Israel in 19.
Oh, whatever it was then.
Israel. Palestine was
Well, when's the Black and Tans? Because they moved the Black and Tans.
1800s. Late 1800s.
Well, that must have
early 1900s. Do you know who the Black and Tans were just?
What do you mean?
Do you know who they were?
Soldiers?
Aye, but they were more like, what do you call the ones that are paid? What do you call the soldiers that do it for the coin?
Oh, fucking mercenaries?
Mercenaries, and more or less, they were just like the worst of the worst, lying about, and then they sent them over to Ireland.
Well, they must have been talking then when Israel fucking took over Palestine or whatever. But so, see, when they took the Black and Tans out of Ireland, they sent them over to Palestine to beat the fuck out of the boys over oranges. So what he was talking about was, he says like the whole fruit industry is like, you should not be able to buy a banana or an orange in the shop.
Why?
Because when they're picked and they're ripe in the country, they shouldn't get to a point where they're sellable in a shop. And then he was talking about back in the day when it was
It's not true. There's no such thing as yellow bananas that they're dyed. They make them look more attractive.
Oh, I never mentioned that. But he says back in the day, oranges was a sign of wealth. Like,
aye.
So
do you know whenever I was over in a few of them countries, too, you see when you're in the big estates and all, orange trees everywhere, and they look
So,
regal.
so he was talking about, like, see if you see, like, paintings from back in the day of, like, rich people getting married, there were, like, a bowl of oranges, and that was a sign of wealth.
Right.
That you had, like, a bowl of oranges. But he was telling, like, even in Ireland, back when he was growing up, and when his dad was growing up, like, an orange, nobody knew what an orange was.
Right.
And one of his uncles...
Anything that wasn't natural to your own island or your own place, you didn't see.
So he says his uncle was tortured all the time by people asking him, like, what are these kids asking him? So it must have been his fucking nephews or something, like, what's an orange? Because he had been away and he had tried an orange.
Sweets, just.
And he tried them, and like...
Imagine explaining that to Wayne, but there's trees over in fucking Palestine or Jerusalem that grow sweets.
Aye.
That's what it is. Big, juicy sweets.
So, like, it was, but then he was saying that his uncle was tortured, so he was like, took out his watch and he goes, that's a fucking orange there, look, that's an orange. Fell asleep. And then they tried to fucking eat the watch. And he says his granddad and his uncle, his uncle and his granddad had guns out because they were both in the row. A whole row broke out. But man, like, it was all...
This is not making any sense.
So, like, Palestine then was like... They were colonised and taken over, and then the orange trade was like a massive thing, but like loads of people died in Palestine just get fucked over.
All the time.
For like...
Oh, there's Israelis, but that looks like a good endeavour. Give it.
So, like, now Palestine children don't know because there was, like, recently in the bombing, like, paint fell off this thing and there was, like, a big factory that had, like, there was a big logo for an orange factory, but Palestine don't know the history of, like, oranges was one of their main trades back in the day because it's all been taken, diluted, and it's not their thing anymore.
And they was one of the richest countries in the world until the British landed. Give it to us. All of it. Bastards. And if you could even blame Britain for Palestine and Israel. Because it was them decided to give them a piece of... there's a wee bit of land there. Give them that. So all the European Israel or Jewish people, I don't know why they were fleeing. Maybe they didn't flee. They didn't have to flee Germany because Germany the
war was over.
The war was over and they lost. Because they're all Europeans. That's why they're all white. All Europeans went to the Middle East country and says, "This is ours now. Get out, kill everybody, move them, Nakba, everybody." So the Brits were in charge of that, and the Americans. It all goes back to the Brits, doesn't it?
So this guy in
Palestine... Nobody learns this in England, you know. The English don't know. Do you want to see the many people that whenever something comes out, a documentary or something about Ireland, and the English going, fucking no one told us about this. None of it, like, and you're like, just...
What's VE?
You could do a spinner from England to Ireland, like.
100%,
Somebody with a fucking big enough arm, like.
But man, so this guy in Palestine, like, grew this orange that had a thicker skin that lasted longer, so it was able to be shipped over the world in Britain.
We just make oranges that are thicker.
Boom, boom. But Britain went, all right, you've got this orange that can be shipped over.
So it can be shipped now.
They were like,
rip.
Do you know what? We'll take that.
Whatever they want.
See, you're a wee country.
If you think of that, all the size of England, like first with Scotland, let's try it, and then they moved across, and they just fucking took, like, England painted a picture that they were the heroes and all that crack, but see World War II, I think 32 Russians died. 32 million, like. Nobody talks about Russia liberating the world.
No.
It's all America and England. It was the Russians.
Do you know what? And I couldn't...
Look at the death tolls, like.
I couldn't understand growing up how England was a world power, because when you looked at it on a map, it's only like a grenade.
Unbelievable. It was because I think that they were one of the most modern of all the societies. So they were able to land over, like... Was it the first time fucking American Indians seen a horse? Was the Europeans land? Didn't know what the... So this boy coming off this boat and a big massive horse.
Monkey's riding horses!
What the... It would have been one of them. So you would have had this... Imagine you were just in the... you were like free... I'll tell you a good example or a cracker movie. Mel Gibson did it. There's no talking, no way free. I could watch it like... It's my top 10 and I can't even remember the name of it. Apocalypto. See at the very end when they seen the ships coming in?
Yes, and they're also...
That's like a spaceship land. And then the people coming off are on a horse, right? And they're white. What are we looking at here? Like? And then they've got weapons that can shoot you from a distance. So you're beat straight away. Apparently too, there was what do you call your man? Columbus. One of the cheats he did, right? Because astronomy and all was already a thing in the Western world, right? And he was trying to get these Indians to do what he says. And they wouldn't. So he fucking knew there was an apocalypse due. No, they're not an apocalypse. What do you call them?
An eclipse.
An eclipse, sorry, was due. He knew it was all coming, so he said to them, if you don't do what I say, I'm going to tell my God to make the world dark.
Bastard. Paul Daniels?
Paul
Daniels stuff?
You picture then, 3 days later, when he said it's going to happen, and then the fucking moon gets covered. They're all just down in front of them, we believe, Christians. It's all fucking cloak and daggers. Murs and... So the pen's always mightier than the sword, isn't it, when it comes to... Because there was far more of them. Like, if they had organised, they could have just took every ship out. But then so there was no horses in America until the Europeans brought them over.
So what about, did you see Paul Mescal's interview? They're going mad in England.
Who's he?
The boy at a Gladiator. Irish guy.
I heard it shit. I'm sickening disappointed. Well, I'm going to watch it myself to see. Nobody liked him as the main character.
No, everybody likes Pedro Pascal.
He's good, but
he's good.
He was good in...
But he was on the red carpet.
Son of the King, is it?
And they were like, how did you find meeting the king? And he was like, well, I'm not that bothered. Like, he's like, you know, he was nice and all, but like, I'm Irish, you know, we're not that bothered about the king.
Exactly.
And man, England is in fucking uproar.
Sure, James McLean. You know what I mean? For 15 years, he's did the same stance, but every year they keep bringing it up.
They fucking hate it.
But he's playing with a Welsh team now, so he's not getting as bad abuse.
But he wouldn't stand with the team for the...
He just stepped aside, but he was being honourable, like, put the head down. That's fucking, he's every right. What was I going to say? But see your man, the Gladiator 2, where's he from?
I think he's a dub.
People are going in uproar, but see if he had been just from up the road, an hour and a half in the fucking car.
In Belfast.
See if he had been in Belfast, man. Like, there's the DUP now on the Nolan show there complaining about a Palestinian flag on your way into a hospital in Belfast, saying it's a fucking disgrace. Even though you have to drive by, like, lamppost after lamppost of Israeli flags.
I know.
And then one Palestinian, and it's a cracker mural. It's an uproar, outrage. I can't speak in the mornings.
But my mind, I'm just like, I'm Irish. Like, why would I? Like, I was lovely. I was nice. That bothered, like.
What about?
What should it be like the king? Like, should he be getting down on one knee and kissing the ring? Like,
I think was it Ronan or something just stood with the hands in the pockets whenever the Queen was passing. It's like people can't understand. Like there was a boy on Irish radio there yesterday too, boy Moore, son, he's a loyalist from Belfast, and he was getting stuck into the Irish because the Irish don't thank the English. Instead of booing them during things, they should be thanking them for the help that they give them and all this crack. Like us British and this, that, and I was sitting there. But your one was interviewing him with shit too. She was just letting him say what he wanted. But I was going, there's nothing stranger than when I hear people saying the mainland.
I know why, the mainland.
And I know that there's unionist people living in this country, right? And they say it, but at work, when somebody says it, there's my inner fucking Chucky goes, what? The mainland?
Go back to the homeland.
Mainland, just that's the mainland of what, the UK? The mainland's fucking Lifford.
I love Pascal. Mescal.
Why did fucking people not make easier names for me, at least?
I love it if Mescal just went, I'm not bothered. I just asked him to give our country back, but he refused, so...
I think he wants the annoy now.
The king?
Mm-hmm. Aye. Did you see the time, sure, Michelle O'Neill, he bypassed the DUP leader, just go over and shake her hand? I think he's under the history, and I think they just look at it and go and give it back. I don't see, Belfast was one of the best top ports in the world, and it was for exporting and all that there, was what they wanted. We'll take that and give them the rest. Now they don't need it.
No.
Cut that bill. I think they're actually working towards a United Ireland themselves.
But isn't that not India? They were using India for spices and blah, 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 and export. And then when they didn't need it, they were just like, sure, you can have your country back.
Hong Kong, too. Like, I was part of China, but the English owned it. And they give it back after 100 years.
Isn't there fucking, like, VA days all across the world? Celebration days where England give them back their country?
Australia get back?
Aye.
Yeah.
Australia.
What do you call them games? The Commonwealth? That's all the places in England fucking... Oh, no, killed everybody. See everybody running in the Commonwealth? Their ancestors were destroyed by the English. Like. Go on, run now, you can't you? All right.
Oh, you've got a speardy? Oh, fuck. Where do you see this boomstick?
And that's an Irishman javelin, just in case. You know, and the racist star there.
Like the Commonwealth is like the group of oppressed countries.
Exactly. Bring all the oppressed together and we'll laugh at them running.
It's almost like
throwing things, chucking things at each other.
The oppressed countries' games.
You know what I mean? And none of them entered. Just, they should have gone. Run, you bastard! You're the fastest. You know what I mean? Who's the fastest? Who's the best? Who's the strongest? You. Now get your knees. Bend over there, give you a sword, and
get back in shoulder, get back in shackles.
There's a lot of stuff that shouldn't happen, like the sword. What's that mean? Fuck off.
A night time. Do you see if you got that famous that you were given an OBE or an MBE?
One behind the ear.
You nearly were that famous, Mr. Brown. You got an OBE. By the rat.
I nearly got an OBE, ladies and gentlemen.
Ronan Boyle OBE.
Mm-hmm. One behind the ear. Ruffled a few fellers back in the day.
That's actually.
We read a good clip. I'd fucking laugh at it.
Oh, brilliant, sir. That's a fucking cracker. Ronan Boyle OBE.
OBE.
Would you take it?
One behind the ear?
No, not the one behind the ear, no. Would you take an MBE or a...
No. Of course I wouldn't. I couldn't.
Oh, you couldn't.
This is the one. Say I get an opportunity to go on like the BBC or something, the Master Wear Poppy.
You couldn't.
You couldn't come home with it.
No.
I'd have to James McLean it. Like.
You'd have to, but it's like you wouldn't.
I should have a right.
But you have a right, but you wouldn't have a choice.
You shouldn't. See, they can give you a choice, but that choice you make determines whether you're going to get on shows and stuff.
Aye.
Do you know what I mean? There's loads like Conor McGregor's wearing one. I don't know why he did, because he's no one. He isn't relying on.
No.
Funny
what he was talking about a blind boy.
I can't. I was born in there, like. So are you? We couldn't?
No.
A disgrace.
But man, that's like Blind Boy was talking about. So he has like a documentary short film coming out.
Mm-hmm.
And he was like, because he's an independent podcaster, mainstream media shuns him, pretends he doesn't exist. He says, but then they see when he get on a documentary or short film with the RT, he was like other mainstream. So all the radio shows come, all the TV shows come. He says, but nobody's ever asked me about my podcast. He says, nobody's ever come and done an interview around my podcast, got me to talk about my podcast. Now they want, because I'm doing TV, people want to know about the TV.
Aye. Why?
But it's just because it's mainstream. So mainstream can...
RT or West Brits, like.
Aye.
You know what I mean? They don't put anything out. Like, even their narrative about what's going on over in Palestine. Do you know what I mean? It's like, instead of Palestinians were murdered, it's like Israel defended themselves and there was a few casualties. You know, stuff like that. Rewrit. They're just so fucking shite. Like they're against Sinn Féin winning any elections. Like, there's never any pro Sinn Féin stuff on their TV. Like, it's all Fine Gael and Fianna Fáil and fucking. Like, the RA used to own them as well. People forget.
Aye.
Sinn Féin were the one that won the government vote to keep. You know what I mean? They were the original party. Then the breakaway was Fine Gael and Fianna Fáil. And I think that was do you remember there was people that were fighting. It was a civil war, like. So they were the parties of both sides, weren't they? So Sinn Féin were the original. They were all connected to the IRA. All of them, every party. But they keep on just thinking, staying in Sinn Féin with what happened here 30 years ago.
One of the Fianna Fáil leaders were over there in Israel checking out the damage done by Israel, or done by Palestine.
Aye.
So looking at holes in the roof going.
Aye. Meanwhile, they're in Gaza now doing, they're buying land, auctioning off the land that they've destroyed. And my diggers now clearing out and build settlements.
That was always the plan.
Aye.
I love going through.
I believe that was the actual plan now from October 7th. Because if they're the most sophisticated army in the world, how did they get in with fucking like tractors and what was it they flew in with? Like we fucking
hot air balloons.
Like but it was like drones with seats on them. Zzz, get them against fucking nuclear power. Let them in.
Jet fighters.
And then all the lies that came after it, then beheaded babies, Wayne's put in ovens. Once they're on saying, I seen it. Can you show? He showed a video. There's no babies in the ovens. That was the person that did it. Fucking
Man,
look at the many things that's came out right. Like at the start, this is the big thing that annoys me. At the start, there was a whole like Pierce Morgan and all were doing episodes about. They were saying a hospital was blew up, right? But they were saying it was Hamas that did it. Now they couldn't have done it with the bombs they have. Now you look, every hospital except for 2 in the whole of Gaza has been flattened.
Right.
Every school, there's no schools left. Universities, mosques, all flattened, and they're still trying to say they're defending themselves.
The tunnels underneath, man.
Yeah. The tunnels under the tents. Now they're caught raping people on TV. Doctors and surgeons. The last person they killed, he was a surgeon. Like, raped them to death. And then when they caught because the whole argument with Israelis is the scumbag that videoed it and put it out, not the deed. The scumbag was the person that that recorded it and put it out. So then there was a big fucking protest to get the boys that raped the guy out. And they got out then, and then they were in every news. They were in all the fucking shows, like daytime shows and all. This boy that raped the boy to death. Supported. So this is like evil. This is like Nazi part 2.
Oh, it is, aye.
How can you not see anything else?
I know. I love going through all the famous Israelis on like Instagram, like Gal Gadot.
Wonder Woman, she's one, isn't she?
Man, if you go through the comments, it's just free pastime because she's a big.
What do you call her too? She's a big Israeli lover too. She does the countdown. 8 out of 10. The other one, Carol Vorderman's more Palestine actually. She'd be more left.
Oh, the girl with the blonde hair.
Good looking one. Oh, she hates Jeremy Corbyn, and she thinks the whole world's out to get. See the thing about Jewish. I don't want to sound racist, but it's how do you know somebody's Jewish?
That one I said.
But you don't know.
The wee Kurds.
But that's an actual religion part of the. That's one of the parts of Judaism. Was it
Judaism?
Judaism, but in general, you wouldn't know unless they wore a wee hat or something like that there. But you wouldn't know. You know what I mean? So how do you, unless you know, when black people were discriminated against, you could see them, so you didn't like them straight away. No, when you think of Jewish white man, rich, privileged, what discrimination are they feeling? It's sort of like the straight white middle-aged man.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like, how do you know? You can understand where the African American and black people or people of different colour skin are getting abused and that's racism because of what they look like. But you can't really say that about Jewish people because you don't know until. It's like people it's like people confused about why we were all killing each other. Because anybody meets somebody from West Belfast and East Belfast won't know the difference.
No.
Look the same, sound the same. Eyes closer together, eyes wide apart. We have that old joke.
You can always tell head of the town people, like, but
that's
sort of.
Benny hat rolled up like they look Jewish. The way they roll their wee Benny hat up. But as we get political in the early mornings, Cookie.
I know. So anyway, you were hanging all week.
Had a shit week. Not a shit week. It was a week where I was going, what am I doing with myself? See the other thing.
What is life?
Exactly. See what I love most now, more than anything, is in the house, fire lit with the family around me, chilled. And I was thinking, I could do more of this. Just work 5 days and have my afternoons and weekends off.
Creeps on, doesn't it?
Because I'll be in 3 months. I'll be 48. 50's coming, like.
Like 50.
What do you want to do? What do you want to be doing? Do I want to be running around? I don't know. I don't know what I want.
Because you know what?
We're giving this some crack, like, since this is 4 years. So it's 3.5 years since COVID ended, isn't it? So
you do a while out of runabouts, sir, but
I know.
You used to crying to me about fucking doing all the extra work. Now you're.
But I don't do as many hours as I used to.
And it's not even like. Say I was going to the fucking. Like I was running around every weekend going to the gym. I would still get the being out all the time and constantly running. Man, I just feel like it's always rushing and rushing. And
going from one thing to the next.
Like even like we're talking about Gladiator 2. I can't carve out
time to watch it.
To go to the cinema.
I'll have to go on Saturday during the day or Sunday night. If I wanted to see it. You know what I mean? You're right. It's not like Wednesday was the only day this week that I wasn't doing something evening. Like.
I've noticed things about more settled in our house. So like last night everybody come home, had dinner, homework done, the Wayans were chilling. I said, you know what, I might go to the gym now about 7:30.
But why didn't you just chill with the Wayans?
Because I said about, do you want to watch a film? No.
Everybody just... Because
Wayne's don't want to do with me anything else anymore. They don't want to sit down and watch a film because they're up, because Jack's playing PlayStation with his mates, Jack's playing, Ella's up in her room. They don't want to do anything with us.
I light the fire, it'll bring everybody together because it's nice and cozy. They all watch that. They all come down there together to watch... What's the new thing now on? Celebrity Get Me Out of Here. That's on now, so they all watch that. But your Wayne's now are getting that age where you can leave, man. I was chatting to two mates there, and their Wayne's now are at the age where they can leave at the same time, and it's just unbelievable.
That's going to be the dream.
It is like a dream, you know, and you know when it happens. It's like it's wild because you still have to organise who's going to be where with who. Like that's a thing That's a thing in the past for me. And the mates too. It shows you how long we were drinking together because I had a drink in their house the weekend, and because we were always saying we haven't done it. Just the last time, any time we went out with them since we haven't, was always having to get a babysitter or go back to their house because there's no babysitter, or let the babysitter go. Now he's young fella's 15, the wee girl's 13. Out.
I'm not far off.
Simple stuff, but like going to the gym while she wants to go to the shop, or just wild. It's wild. Changed. It's like a big step.
So it is. It's even chatting to a couple of mates now have Wayne's with kids are. Both my boys went through a period where they were getting up every morning at 5:30 when they were young. And they're in the middle of it at the minute. I was like, man, he's getting up about 5:45.
And it's like, no matter, even if you put him to bed at 1 in the morning, doesn't matter. No. I'm like, because that's what I used to say. Let them stay. I've never been in one, unless school night, but I've never been, especially the weekends, would never tell them when they go to bed.
School night was about 1, was it?
12. But I never sent them to bed, like.
No, we always, even on a Saturday night at 11 o'clock.
Because they're young?
Because they're young, yeah.
But I would even when they're wee too, because they usually get tired anyway and go on at 11 or 12. I don't mind.
No, man, I remember that period of my life where I have to get up every morning at 5:30 and just sit there. like he was watching fucking...
Giving them dirty looks just.
While they were watching fucking some shite cartoon.
And like even now, I'm at the stage now where you shout them to get up in the morning. I don't... Kaylee and Conan, once they got in the first year, I never had to look at them again. They were great, like. Where Covalent needs to
never had to look at them.
Never again. And then
that's she's raised now.
The youngest one, she still would want every day. Can you lift me from school? No, I'm working enough. And then you have to leave her over as well. But I think she's not going to let that drop. I think she wants lifts forever. Just she's the type, you know what I mean? But I don't help her homework. So don't do any of that. There, like it's great. She brushes her own hair and all that crack. Now, like, see what you're on about that 5:30 in the morning thing. That's the start of it. Just, that's the start of.
That's the
110 things to do. You have to keep this person alive, warm, fed. Do you know what I mean? You have to keep an eye on them 24/7. You need to know where they are all the time. But then when Kaylee moved out to the house, you can feel it empty.
I remember getting a pang of anxiety early days. I think with Ella, just that I had to watch this Wayne all the time. Like I couldn't go to sleep because this Wayne was lying there.
I said it before. I remember on Orlick about the hospital with Kaylee, first baby, and she says, "Right, I'm going for a sleep. Will you watch her?" I'm just looking at her going, "Me?" Because and they're that delicate and wee when they're just born.
What's her name again?
And I'm just watching her sitting on the sofa looking. What do you do? And it took a while to relax. See your third one. You're like, "What? I can't leave him there." Right. Put the fire guard on. Right. Well, me. It's mad how you get used to it, but you have to. Sure, it's human nature.
I know. You do have that.
Some parents first when they have their first win, it's like the first person ever had a child. I can't be around them people, you know.
No,
they're hard work. Telling people who's allowed to see the win, who's not. No. Well, I know Maz were like that. I don't want him anywhere. No, even seeing me win.
Sure.
Or her even seeing me win.
I was caught by a cracker the last day, so I follow this girl. She's local, and she's 2 kids, and she's on her own. And they're constantly out in the park. They're constantly out in the backyard, drawing crayons, building sandcastles, making things.
Class.
Out, and I was like, "Fuck, that's class." I was like, "You make me feel like a bad parent." I was like, "Go and put them on the fucking iPads for an hour, would you?" And she texts me back, "They don't have iPads."
Yep. Yeah. Like, when do you give your wee a phone? First year?
No, Ella's had one since P7.
Oh, bad parenting. Anything else?
No. She doesn't have any apps like Instagram or Facebook, or she has TikTok.
Should you not have them other apps? I don't have the phone, but it's good to, like, phones are a good and bad thing because you can track and know where they are at all times, and they can ring you when they need you and stuff like that there. But first year, we usually give them a phone.
Jack keeps asking for a phone, so he would take my spare phone sometimes, but he forgets it everywhere.
It's just a tablet.
But he doesn't. It's not a thing that he thinks he wants it, but then when he has it, he just leaves it. And then when I ring him, I was like, "Where is it? Oh fuck, I know."
Would you have your boys that play football and they're out running about? And
Well, that's what we do now. So Jack likes to play a bit of PlayStation in the evening, but he has to do his homework, get his dinner, go to football. So he has like an hour in the evening.
Con joined the football team.
Did he? Who?
Lifford Celtic, is it? Was there Lifford Celtic?
Right. Why did he go over the border?
Because he's fighting to get United Ireland. I don't know. His mates, that's where they used to practice out in that pitch beside the cinema.
Right, okay.
Now you want to see him as a string of misery. He's nearly my height, not a pick on him. Well, I'm still fat because he's got bitch tits from when he was fat still hanging there a wee bit. But he's doing the weights too, so I said you'll grow into yourself now once the pubes grow up.
Man, Ethan was the same. He just sprouted up and lost all the weight. It's just puppy fat for a while and then just fucking...
But I always said it was good that he was fat because he knows what it's like now how to treat people right.
Aye.
Nothing worse than getting bullied for a while. It's actually good for you. Resilience it gives you, doesn't it? Were you fat when you were wee? Or were you just a bully? Oh, you were tiny.
I was small.
You were just a wee rump, like.
Because I remember being in first year, getting slagged about being small all the time.
Aye.
And then ended up taller than most of them.
I was the same. I never started to grow till I left school. 16, 17. And Collins, if you look at him now, sure, he's in the 17th year. He could have left school there. He would have been training centre age now, starting to sprout. But
so he's playing with a team?
Playing with he says he'll probably never get on. But he loves it.
That's the main thing.
That's it. He loves it and he's training away and there's not a pick on him. And
do you know what,
got the
man?
braces on.
That's why I'm a big...
He's probably going to be a handsome big fucker.
Fuck.
I know. Once days everybody thought he was going to look like me.
But man, that's why I'm such an advocate for sport, because even Ella took to the Gaelic and she was kind of... And then one night they played an away game somewhere and there was a whole fucking fight and row and it all kicked off and calling each other names, and one of the girls ran into the opposing change room and gave the finger and they all have it in video. And then on the whole way home in the bus they were all fucking singing songs and they all came together. And see, since then, man, they're like, they've all bonded and now it's a big thing. And
now they're a team.
Aye.
And it's a great social thing as well as physical and mental health, all that. Instead of just sitting in front of the computer getting fat.
Ella's going to be like me,
Hateful bitch.
Hateful fucking bastard. Crabbit. No, but man, I never had three friends that I went to school with, that we were always the same three friends. I've always had loads of friends and different, because I always played football at a town and go to Derry and have close friends. And,
you have different groups.
Aye.
So I still do. If you think about it, you have your comedians, and then you've got your mates, and then there's the ones you do fucking shows with, and then there's
Karen is the same 6 friends from school, and very few close friends outside that. But
all is the same. There's and you know them all. You know what I mean? Where I think we can make new friends.
Aye.
They don't like making.
But I would have close friends. Like she said to me, I'd never heard of him, but I was like, but.
Aye.
Do you know what?
I remember I was along with Arla 4 years or so, and I bumped into a mate that I hadn't seen in ages. And I said to her, me and him are going for drinks. I never heard of him.
Get that off.
I said, but I knew him all my life before I met you, love. Like, you don't know everybody I met.
Aye.
Now they should know every person,
Because I have friends, dude. So it's always that, do you know what? I'm actually going to go down here to Johnson's for the day. We're going to do this. So, huh? Oh, somebody I never heard of? Huh? Surely.
Oh, aye.
Oh, surely.
There's loads of how many close friends do you have, but you know what I mean? I always noticed that. Kieran hardly had nowhere near as many mates as mine, but he was best man for about 4 people. You know what I mean? I've never once.
Me either.
I think I'm a fleeting friend of mine.
I don't know, I've never been best man for anybody either.
See?
Bob was my only chance, and he was never getting married. Like.
I was asked once, but then I fell out with the dude. Brothers. He never got married.
That's about right there.
I've been a godfather a few times, like. But
nobody's best man. Always a bride, never. Always a bridesmaid, never a bride.
Mm-hmm.
No. So if there's anybody looking for a best man out
you
there...
don't want it. Speeches, organising style.
Do you think...
Pretending you're somebody's best friend.
Is this more the reality, right? Someone went to their future bride, hey, I'm going to ask Ronan Boyle to be best man. Are you fuck?
I know piles of times that we were like, I'd be invited to something and they go, and make sure to say to Terry as well. Never mention the younger one, like. Never mention the younger brother, right? He's flying now, over 3 years after the booze. It's mad how everything changes, I would say, when you stop drinking, especially if it makes you fucking do stupid things.
And what about the conspiracy side?
A calm life, you know what I mean?
What about the conspiracy side?
I still think he's...
I see one of his mates was protesting outside Pfizer on his own there.
No way. Who? Maradona? Diego.
Himself. It's like Father Ted job.
I notice a while lot of conspiracy theorists because I've got a couple of mates that are like that. They're very easily influenced by things. Like they would see, they would jump on things. That's just part of your body, or you know.
I don't know why. I don't know.
Anybody watching this must have seen you scratching the top of your left cheek.
I don't know why it gets itchy there all the time.
It's a habit now, like more than anything.
But it be itchy. I'm not doing it when it's not itchy. It's always itchy. Like.
See, if this was the very first pod, we'd be sitting there going, oh, good. And if there was any silences, you'd be looking at each other,
just going fuck.
Stress, fuck. Now we're just like, aye, you scratching your arse again? No, 4 years.
4 years.
That's mad. Every week, more or less. I would say you take about 5-6 weeks of it, maybe.
We'll have to do a drinking pod for your 50th.
Do you think we'll still be doing it by then? If we're doing it by my 50th, we've made it. We're not working normal jobs. Come on, people.
We were fine stock there. We were mentioning away some of the top podcasts in the town there. In Northern Ireland.
The world there, you're nearly.
The world?
Nah.
Joe Rogan, Big Massive Podcast.
Everywhere I go, man, it's like, it's not for stand-up or anything else. The two things is the pod and the sketches. It's either, it's the band on the Orange Man, eh? And I always go, it's not me.
Man, I was on looking at Spotify the last day, some of the stats. 3,500 listens in 30 days.
So we've went up 1,000?
Aye.
Ooh, just scratch the left play to his house again. Anybody just try?
So, anybody on Spotify, if you'd like to come over to Patreon, this is...
When you wash your hands.
This keeps the lights on. Pays the bills. You know, you think them lights and things, you think it's all free?
I was listening to Deck Chair and Drums, you sent it to me, and they were saying that there's a bit of a drop-off with the comedy as well. We all need to calm the ham a wee bit just and settle down, because
I think podcasts...
People went too hard at it, I think, for 3 years. And when I mean that, and I don't, no disrespect, because if you're giving gigs, you take it.
It's a money grab, but...
That's it. But if I do, like, say I do the SSE Arena 3 times, I'm never going to do it, like, or even the Millennium Forum 3 or 4 times. That's 3,000 people that see me, 4,000.
Aye.
So wherever else you go, now I've seen them.
Aye.
Do you know what I mean? So it's harder for clubs.
Seen his big face.
Aye. When's this going out?
Monday.
So we've Rory Woods now coming on Thursday.
And this is Patreon Monday. It'll be out on Spotify.
Still, but anybody wants to come down, because Rory just did a double average there. He's flying as well. So Rory, it's like a shop local. Rory Woods, Ronan Boyle, Eamon Michael Big, Eamon Michael Weed, Johnny Sharkey, all Strabane, and then we've got Bruno Diamond. Bruno's amazing.
What was Michael Weed's jokes about me last time?
Can't remember. Fuck would I remember?
They were shite though.
Michael usually does alright. You should do a roast battle with Michael Lee. Would you do that? Boiler room, roast. All you need is like 4 jokes, 4 put downs each. Mike, and then the Boyle room, which is great for it too. Whoa! Would you, Niall Cook, have
so we can have prepared jokes?
Aye.
Aye.
A roast battle?
We fucking Beatles
With Beatles lice?
That's just off the top of the
How
head.
can you say that about lice? Poor lice. Beetle lice!
Lice are poor if they're on McAwee.
And the audience votes.
Maybe.
Maybe my whole, it's either put the thread out now.
Yes. And then I'll delete it.
No, I'll tell him. Roast battle
Are
now.
you doing somebody on the same night, bud?
I would do something like that. Do you know who I would love to? Me and Forbes, maybe? Or Blaine against Forbes. Fuck. Roast battle.
I'd love to hear you on Forbes.
Aye.
Bleach, too holy, he wouldn't go down.
Aye, he wouldn't go down dirty enough.
He wouldn't go to the dark side.
Oh, I'd be taking dead bodies up in the ring. See, I'd go to fucking town now. On that tour? Like, think of that. If you're not prepared for I would have to have 3 levels of badness.
Aye.
And then see what he
Gauges,
goes with.
aye,
And then
aye.
go, right, oh, we're going there, way. Straight down. One of them ones you can't record.
Oh, no. No.
You'd do it too.
Racist sex.
Get the roast battle going. Hey, fuck, that'd be a good crack. You know we could do that at the next live pod.
That's a fucking cracker.
Ronan and roast battle.
Oh, fuck. That's perfect. That's
know what I
a
mean?
fucking...
So then
That's
you're
worth the money
You're
for.
in your environment then too.
Fuck a roast battle.
Instead of Ronan, maybe roast battle, because you couldn't do both if we're going to just do a normal pod.
No,
About
but
a
you could
standalone?
have 3 roast battles.
That's you could take over. It could be the opposite or the same as the Ronan on his roast.
That's a fucking great idea.
Get each other,
Absolute abuse.
or would people want us to get each other? No, get
That's
McAwee.
but that's the normal.
Aye.
This
You can just clip.
is a
4
weekly
years
roast battle.
of us fucking getting stuck in.
You fat useless.
Right,
Right,
Adam Muggy came on last time and you were just staring at each other. So was it Monday night?
Monday night,
We
both
did
hanging.
Both hanging, bad form, didn't want to do it.
He never opened his
I
mouth.
actually forgot that there was something on in here, this room that we use it for. Niall landed, found out, second, rang me, huffing. I was like, right, first reaction, we need to cancel this. Rang Adam Muggy, 5 minutes away. I'm like,
And then
then we had to go to a cold room.
and then you said, "What about my kitchen?"
I was going to go in the kitchen. But then I knew you were off from the outset because Mogi was on about the drive. I says, you know what, you're probably just better driving the dairy on the way home because it's a clear road and it's a dual carriageway the whole way
I
then.
still stand by that, but
And you were like...
because I was standing with Mark too, and I was like, "Mark, this might be cancelled." That would be a bit of
I know. And then I was just like looking at each
But it
other.
was actually a good crack, yeah.
And Mogi's just...
He never spoke a word.
I said to him to get used to this kid because we just get stuck in.
He never opened his mouth. He actually thought about a joke and then waited a couple of minutes and then he brought it back to you. God love him. But that's the game.
As wee flowery bits.
Right, that'll lose. 50 minutes.
We did well fees.
Aye.
There. The on bit. I'm not cancelling the pod either. Remember I was saying during the week everything's over.
We're back.
We're back. Yeah.
Up a
Happy
fucking
Friday.
hoods.